which one of those questions really resonated with you?
I think the first, about the history of the bay and what the bay means to us. I mean, we are not natives, we're not locals. We are now. We've kind of adopted this area as our home. We've been here 4 years this month,
yeah.
and we closed on our place. But we picked this area because of the bay, because we wanted to be near the water, because we love the lifestyle that the bay brings to this area and the type of people that it attracts.
Yeah, we're really happy in and around the water world in itself. Since we've come here, we've met a lot of people who take a great interest in the bay, and that's important because we used to live in Connecticut and we were close to the Long Island Sound there, and so we understand the importance of the water, not only to the people who live there, but the people who live off of the bay, the people that go out and fish and crab, and how important it is to the ecosystem around all of us. And we're real happy to be a part of it, and we like to do whatever we can to keep the improvement of the bay going.
So in relation to that question about what things have you seen people do to kind of looking forward, being more progressive about the environment itself and the bay, what kind of things have you guys done? Do you do a compost pile? What do you think you do?
Well, we don't do a compost pile because we live in a townhome, but if we did, we would. But what we see in general with people around the area here is an awareness of what they do and what their effect on the bay and the whole environment in this area means, and people just take better care of, we don't see dumping of garbage in the bay. It seems clean, not only the bay but all the inlets in the bay, because we go out boating around and it's clean, and it seems to be getting cleaner. The water, we don't see things pouring into the bay like you do in some other areas. So I think there's a lot going on around us that we aren't even aware of, I'm sure, to help to clean the bay and keep it that way, so that the produce that comes out of it is better and our whole environment is better.
I see so much more in the press too about the bay, even than 4 years ago when we first moved down. A lot more focus on preservation and environmental correction efforts to undo some of the damage that's been done over the year, whether it's been overfishing or overcrabbing or cleaning up areas that have been impacted by industry along the coast. There's just so much more information available to people, whether it's in print media or online, or programs like this that are just keeping it in the forefront and keeping it in people's minds, which was different than even just 4 years ago.
Yeah, don't you think that we kind of, I think, up until maybe 4 years ago, we really took for granted what an amazing place we live in, and that we get to eat crabs every summer and we get to eat oysters every winter, and how quickly that lifestyle could just disappear like that if we're not careful. I don't know where I'm going with this for a question for you.
Well, do you guys have an opinion on the science? I mean, science and farmers, that's kind of a, Susan Warner's going to be singing songs about. You guys going to the show tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's a good show. Have you seen her before?
No.
That's a funny show. It's a good show. And she's very good. But she's going to be talking about the farmers deal. And, of course, the bay has to, deal with the farmers. So there's environmentalists and then there's farmers. And do you have any opinion on how they should or could work together to make sure that we have them in the future? Because their existence and their getting along is, to me, very vital, I think, to saving the bay, the farmers and the people who are doing the science behind it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
do you have an opinion about that?
I think a lot of it comes back to education. I mean, farmers and fishermen have always been two very separate worlds, and when they start to realize that, what happens on the farm directly impacts the bay, it becomes very clear. I mean, the facts of science don't lie, and I think that part of that education is making everyone aware of how the two really depend on each other. I mean, it's not
and how the two affect each other. I mean, it's all science. Fishing is a science, the water itself and what's in it is a science, and farming is a science. What you put into your farming, what kind of chemicals that you put into to make things grow better. It's going to all affect and wash into the inlets and into the bay. So it all ties together, and the more that people understand that everything ties together and that we need to work together to improve it, is what I think we're all trying to accomplish with all that we're doing.
Great. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think that's it. Thank
Great
you,
job,
guys.
guys. That was awesome.
You guys are like